Let's switch to weather because a beautiful day it has been. And then I stepped outside and had to grab my arms because it was way colder than what it looks like.
At noon today, I said, Sean, it's Friday. The sun is out. We've got Pacers playing. We got cars on the track. Could it get any better? Apparently it could.
Now Sean would say it's perfect. He loves the cooler temperatures. Yeah. I want the temperatures 80s and 90s. Yeah, I know. Angela says,
I mean, 75 means I can get a breeze through the window, or I could sit outside in the shade and not have a sweater.
It was definitely on the cooler side today. That's all going to change over the next couple of days. We're going to see it go much warmer, but we're going to keep the humidity on the lower side. So that's a bit of good news there. I think most people would say, oh yeah, okay, we can add the temperatures. We can add a few degrees on there. Temperatures are in the mid 60s. That is cooler than average for this time of year. Average high is around 71. I mentioned that earlier, but look at the sunshine. It is clear skies across the board, no matter where you are in central Indiana. Feels nice. The satellite is really quiet. Radar is quiet. You have to go all the way over to the northeast to see anything showing up on radar. And the temperature's a little bit cooler here across parts of the Midwest because of those north winds. A little bit of impact along the lake fronts as well. That cooler air has settled in, but look to our west. Eventually, we will start to tap into some warmer temperatures. And once we do so, it's going to make it feel a little bit closer to average. In fact, going a little bit above the average. Now, I'm going to start with this. This is Future Track 13. I'm just going to let the whole thing run. We're just going to run through it all the way through the weekend because it shows nothing, and that's good news. Maybe a couple of passing clouds, but there's really nothing on here that's exciting. So instead of using that, showing you that it's going to be a dry weekend, I thought we'd just use temperatures because this is really going to give you an idea of what to expect. At this point, it's just a numbers game. Now, because the air is relatively dry, it should be able to drop into the 40s for tonight, maybe even a couple of pockets of 30s here and there. So a crisp and cool start to your weekend, and then it should warm up very quickly. Now, I got to say this model, this new data that's been coming in suggests we'll get to 80 tomorrow. I think we're going to hold off a couple of degrees from that, but it is certainly possible across the area that we may see a few locations pick up an 80-degree reading, and then we kind of do the same thing for Sunday. Maybe not quite as cool during the overnight because the humidity's starting to creep back up, but I think for Sunday, 80 is a pretty good number there. Give or take a few degrees either side of that. So this weekend forecast could not get better. 77, humidity should stay on the lower side. Lots of sunshine. Same thing for Sunday, 80 degrees, warmer. Again, starting to see the humidity creep up. You can tell that in the overnight low temperatures. By the way, the Mother's Day forecast looks fantastic. Through the day, I think you'll enjoy very nice, comfortable temperatures. Again, that humidity being on the lower side, it's going to keep you in the 70s for much of the day, but certainly a very nice day for Mother's Day. I said that in the overnight low temperatures, you can really tell that the humidity is starting to come up. 45, 50, 57, 62. By the time we get the humidity up a bit, then we start to throw some rain chances in. I think it'll arrive Monday night into the evening. We'll have some rain chances start to sneak back in, and then it becomes an unsettled pattern through the rest of the week as the temperatures stay close to 80 degrees. Let's talk traffic quickly. A couple of accidents that I do want to let you know about. We did have an issue at the South Split a little bit earlier. I'll show you a traffic camera from that if we still have that available. Also seeing a backup on 65 southbound as you approach 865 closer to the Whitestown exit. We're also looking at 465. There's a backup there due to an accident eastbound at 82nd Street. Let's go to some traffic cameras just to show you what we're looking at here. We'll hit a couple of those. This is the South Split, I-65 and 70. There's an accident there. Earlier, we had a vehicle that was sideways, so at least we're getting some improvement here, trying to clear that. But of course, you can see it is certainly causing some slowdowns. Also, our other traffic camera, well, it's frozen at the moment, but this is that 65 near Whitestown exit. You can see the backup is still continuing. Guys?